What is going on, guys? We're back on another video today, and we are in our Chicago Bears franchise. It is week 2 of the 2021 season. We just came off of a very close game with the Packers. Aaron Jones kind of killed us. Went for over 150 yards, had a couple of plays where he had multiple broken tackles, juke moves. Name it, he did it in certain plays. Absolutely crazy. We're going to move James Daniels to left guard, I think. I think that's probably the best move. We had a pretty good week 1, but I think the guard is a little bit more important than the center. Usually the center is kind of like the helping guy, where the guard will be in one-on-one situations here and there. So I think that's the move. Mike Rowan, whatever his damn name is, he's normal dev. Probably never going to be a great player, but at the same time, I think he's our youngest guy, so everyone else has a chance to be great or are already pretty decent. So Kincaid, of course, another beastly player. I don't know when he's going to get his upgrade, but obviously a great start. Didn't finish super well, but he had a nice couple of plays early, and that's all that matters. Do we want to move Tate to the outside? That's the question. And Nunwa, not the greatest player that we can have at DT, but I think we're going to do it. So no one had a player of the week between these two teams. However, we are going into Minnesota week 2 for a really important matchup. Here we go. The roof is cracking already. Looking good. There's nothing I like better than being under a confident roof. The Vikings, not a bad overall. We can't lie, though. They have had some struggles the last few seasons. They've been the bottom of the division pretty much every year. Ever since, 3-4 years ago. So we'll see how that changes. Who the hell is their quarterback? Is that their QB? Number 12? Did they go with a new guy? Kincaid? Look at him. He's got his own little intro thing now. And he's just a youngster. 3 catches, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, and a 75-yard play, which was an amazing one. Caught it down the field, cut move, and accelerated instantly past the safety. It was nice stuff. Is their quarterback Sam Bradford? Because if it's Sam Bradford, that's interesting. I will say it's very interesting. No wind, however. Marquette King's gonna boot this, and that ball is gone. Packers bounce back with a nice 41-10 win over the Browns. That proves how good of a team we are. They just killed them. Sam Bradford is the quarterback for the Vikings. Started off with an, kind of a Sam Bradford type game. I was gonna say okay, but I think Sam Bradford type game is a better analogy. It's one of those games where it's kind of an accurate game, but it is a Sammy type game where he doesn't go crazy, doesn't have a whole lot of touchdowns, and he still throws a pick to the outside. And I don't know what the hell we're doing here. And that's going to be kind of a covered sack. Mack is just not going to let him run. And there you go. That might be Mack's first sack of the season. Going to bring a little bit of pressure. Very obvious that they ran it Manning with a nice play. It's going to force a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12 now. Come off the edge with... Oh, we're in man coverage. Oh, God, I'm going to have to use this. And there goes a pressure by Knox. Tate was going to get the ball, but he got blocked, which... Honestly, I don't... Is that illegal? I don't even know, but a great play by Knox. So Sam under a little bit of pressure so far. Obviously, the first one kind of more on him than anyone, but still... A sack is a sack, I suppose. And Green, not the greatest returns, but most important thing is he goes straight up the field. So unfortunately, Nash has thrown a pick already. 2 of them, to be exact. Not the greatest of lucks. The first one, completely on him, and honestly, I don't even remember the second one. 5 guys on the line. They have a middle linebacker over the middle, but Howard is pretty damn good. Slips it for about 4 yards. Here goes Shaheen. A decent gainer. Shaheen, can he run through? He can't. Slips off a guy. Can't run through Hughes, even though he's kind of smaller. Both guys are actually kind of small. But either way, he's in first down. Looking to pass the ball again. Kincaid could be the move. About to take a shot to the tight end. No one really necessarily open there, so lucky we didn't actually get sacked. 2nd and 10, looking to throw again. Under pressure again. Just going to take a shot to Shaheen, and somehow he's going to not only pick the ball off, but throw down a guy that's 40 pounds heavier than him and good 4 inches higher, which is interesting because he definitely did not have the leverage to do that. And that's 3rd pick of the season. It's a great look. I mean, you got a guy that's that much taller. should easily have a chance at the ball, and instead he just doesn't go for it. Gotta love that. Up the middle, there goes Dalvin. Manning does hold them to only 6, considering he could have broken that free. 2nd and 4, gonna run the ball, nowhere to go, and both defenses are doing really well so far. Of course, our offense, I think, is making more mistakes than theirs are. Theirs is words. So really, both defenses are doing well, but ours is doing better. Simply put. That's all I'm going to say. Not to get into the ego side of it too much. Mack going to try to get in there. Great blocking by their tackle. Good hit, but when you have no pressure for that long, it's bound to be a first down, and there it was. I'm not exactly sure how many guys we have to bring to actually get pressure within 5 seconds, but apparently a lot is the answer. They, on the other hand, do not need to do that. So that's one aspect of the defense that they're definitely winning on. Coverage, run support, probably not as good as us. I'm not talking about a coverage sack either. And that's pretty damn close. And Nunwa playing DT for the first time. Getting a sack, beating Mack to the attack. Making a play. Let's see if he can do it. Nobody on this running back. I'm going to have to back him up with Tate. That would have been a first down if Tate doesn't get there. Who in the world leaves that wide? Howard's going to get a handoff up the middle. And he's going to get some pretty decent blocks. Harrison Smith might be pretty damn old, but he's still a rock for that defense. We did add Curtis Samuel to the team. I don't know if we made that known or not. Curtis is pretty damn open as well. Curtis Samuel finding a little bit of room. Curtis Samuel, a nice little gain to the 35-yard line. So far the biggest play of the game on offense. Nice little play. Let's try to stretch the field a little bit. I know we have slants, but Mike Evans could be open. He is, but Kincaid's the safer option. Kincaid, too damn fast to get one guy to bring him down. It's crazy to think, as long as Kincaid is, set, even if he's not set, he's probably going to make one guy miss every play. It's nice having a wide receiver that can actually do that. It's very, very uncommon for us. Really looking for Trey. It's not going to happen. Rolling out to the left. Nash is easily going to get away. Gets almost the first down as well. To the 6, this is a great spot for the offense. Kind of like a power play to the outside. Could cut it back in if we see the lane. And we do not see a lane, but closest thing was to cut it back in. Maybe should have cut it sooner, but at the same time, you got to, at some point, believe your guys are going to win their matchups, which they just didn't. 3rd and 1, we're going to try to sneak this right up the middle with Cohen, which we do, and more than just sneak it up, we get the touchdown. Cohen's a slippery little guy, and of course, he will score the first points of the game. Diamond Tate on the inside against the double team. Makes a great play, but of course, a double team is a double team for a reason. Not usually going to get into the play when you're being doubled, but he came very close, and obviously he kind of put the pressure on. I'm assuming he did more than if he didn't break free. Kind of stacking the wrong side here. Maybe not, because they run it. Oh, he gets blasted. Is that a Nunwa's second? It is. If we can hold them to 3 points, that's a win. I don't care. Inside, outside, everybody's open. Diggs spins off of it, and they're going to tie the game. Nice little play by the Vikings, especially on 3rd and 11. Very clutch throw and run after the catch. Felt it was the best chance of trying to hit stick. We were a little bit, we're kind of reaching a little bit on it, so it's probably the main reason why it didn't come up. But he was still just, kind of catching the ball, so you just never know. Kincaid, not really going to get much there. Probably took it back a little too far, and the blockers really never developed. Kincaid can run fast. It's just there's no point in us outrunning our blockers, so we can only go as far as our blockers allow us to, really. Under pressure, gonna roll it, and Howard has got to make that block. He makes that block, that's a first down. He's not really open, but there's nowhere else to go, and of course he does drop the ball. The biggest thing that comes down to who should replace Burton, I think we just can't have Shaheen. I just don't trust him. Simply put, they're a little delayed, but don't want to throw it to him right as he's running. Honestly, with that little hitch, he probably should have kept running. Do we trust the curl to Mike Evans? We do, and he holds on. I thought he actually dropped that. Great play by Mike. But don't get me wrong, Kincaid wasn't making the block. If he had to engage him, he wasn't making the block. So either way, wasn't a very high percentage look. Mike has enough on him, I think, and he goes for the one-handed. Why are you going for the one-handed there? I don't understand that. They've seen enough of him week 1 to know it's probably not good to hold on to it. And almost picked off the tip by Anthony Barr. There really wasn't anywhere to go there, and once again, the pressure got to us almost immediately. Cody Parkey, the league's best kicker, back at it again for another season, and it doinks off the crossbar. This game is starting to feel like it could be a loss, just the way the offense is playing. There's no blocking. Dalvin is going to slip away, thank God, for the immense amounts of safeties that just kept on coming. If Amos leaves him there, that's at least 20, 30 yards, depending on what Eddie Jackson wants to do, which we know what he wanted to do last drive was miss the tackle on Diggs. Mack trying to get there. Tate holds on to him. Tate is a man. Obviously, he was going to beat Tate there, but Tate held on to him as long as he could, being out of play. And, of course, Mack comes and just completely stops that thing dead. Mike Evans on the lead block here. Could be a nice little run. There goes Kincaid. Nice blocking. Completely set that edge, and Cohen gets the first. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. To the outside. Hughes, what are you doing? It was underthrown, and he misses it. Like, what do you want from him there? Kincaid over the middle. He has some room, and he fights forward, actually, on two players. That's a nice little play. Cohen slips one to the outside. Cohen gets the first down. Cohen definitely the better of the two backs so far today. Let's go verticals again. Let's curl Hughes. That's a long throw, in fairness. And we're just going to run. Come on. Oh, Hughes. Why does nobody want to block for Nash? Come on. He really hasn't done a single thing wrong this game. And there goes Cohen. Slipping one. Nice little last-second block. Spin move inside for Cohen. Cohen is going to try and slide down. I mean, Cohen obviously had a really brutal injury last year. I don't even blame him, to be honest. Pitch to the outside. Howard. Obviously, this is a running back committee. Cohen obviously is on a 1 year, so he's not even guaranteed to stay. But you got a lot of trust in both guys, and really doesn't matter who ends up with the stats. Same goal. Manning inside, last second, tries to go for the pick. Doesn't jump up though. Manning, not the most athletic guy, more of a smart decision maker than a guy that's gonna just jump up and pluck one or run down a guy. He really's gotta, comes down to his decision making if he wants to make a big play. And huge hit by Amos. Big boy Knox on the inside, fighting the double team. Mack only on a single, still putting up less pressure than Knox. Great play by Ford. We will call our timeout since we did get the stop. Harrison Smith's down a bit. I might take this shot to Mike. We're going to. And it's easily picked by Hughes. Once again, Nash being cucked by his receivers. Where is the effort by Mike Evans? Who knows? This team doesn't care anymore. Generally stuck to the outside. Roquan drops the pick, of course, just like last week, dropping so many interceptions. They catch anything that we throw at them. Our guys don't seem to know what a catch is. Both sides of the ball, if we're going to be 100% honest. And inside, Eddie's nowhere to be found on a super talented tight end that nobody's ever heard of. Making the plays versus the older guys that are making the mistakes. Manning on the outside, of course, maybe robbed a sack off of Mack, although Mack steals a half, so it is what it is. And we're going to let them waste as much clock as they feel they want to. That's probably our fault. Over the middle, he's wide open. Instead, he goes back to the tight end below, which just isn't open. Graham Gano might fall short, which obviously gives us a chance to the end zone, which will obviously be picked. And that isn't even close. We're going to put Hundley out there, who does, in fact, have the stronger arm. See what can happen. Maybe we just slant Kincaid. I mean, it's unlikely, but the man is pretty elusive. Screw it, we're going to go Kincaid. And Kincaid, obviously, that's too big of a task. Kincaid's not going to be mad, though, because obviously that's like 30 yards on his stat line that he probably doesn't deserve. So this has been an extremely ugly game so far. No passing touchdowns. 2 interceptions. The return goes to St. Brown. And number 1 just comes in free. And there's pressure up the gut. We have 6 blockers and not even a chance. Kincaid is our guy. Kincaid trying to slip away. Kincaid gets very close to that first down marker. I can't really even tell how good the coverage is because I usually get about 2 seconds to decide. Nash right up the gut. They don't expect it. Easy first down. They're stacking the wrong side of the field, so Howard should have a good look at this, which he does, but the blocking isn't great. Howard slips it for 5, which, I mean, that was a really good effort. Going to go to play action play now. I know the running game hasn't been super deadly, but I think we should be able to catch him off guard. It might just be a little dump off to Burton, if we're being honest, though. Really nowhere to go to other than Burton, who can't really get much. Not really known for breaking tackles. 3rd and 4, looking for just about anyone that's open. Hughes, that's probably an early throw. Of course, Anthony Barr, the guy who's 6'5", about 250 pounds, can run around and jump around like he's a 170-pound athlete. We're going to go for this. We could just tell the way the game's headed at this point. We got to make a play, otherwise we're going to lose this lead. But then again, this could be the play that loses the lead. Under pressure, and we can't even get the ball off. Mike Evans is about to be open, but the offensive line has been the worst it has ever been. To the inside, that's our fault. Roquan brings him down, though. If we actually played up to the talent we have on the front 7, it'd be insane. I mean, you can see the pressure. We just don't even get any, even with 7 guys. They run a play action. We bring 7, 8 guys. There's no running back blocking, and we still can't get there. Bringing everyone up on the line. We brought the right personnel, but Dalvin still just finds the easiest lane possible, and they convert. Sam Bradford is a terrible quarterback because he has had all time in the world. Look at the blocks on this one. Dalvin's the worst running back of all time. Hopefully we make Dalvin Cook pay by not letting them score. Of course, all that did was just make the drive a couple plays longer instead of being a touchdown right away. And he's under pressure. We bring the house. Thought it was a run. The play action's finally costing them. They seem unfazed. Knox trying to push through. And another drop by the interior of the coverage. This time it's Manning. Roquan dropped one earlier. Manning drops this one. That's at least 3 points that could have been taken off the board. Instead, unless we block it, they should get that. Kincaid's got a chance to return it. And, of course, we're going to let him. I mean, look at the speed of Kincaid. It's honestly almost pointless to have him back there because he's too fast. How are they not getting to the point of attack before him? They're a good 5 yards ahead of him. To the outside, Howard finally catches some blocks. Howard tries a stiff arm. Obviously a double team, not very easy to beat. Finally some room to go. Cohen's not the greatest of blockers, but I definitely want a little bit of help if I can get it. And oh my lord, look at Hughes off the line. Trey Waynes is nowhere to be found. Hughes killed him. He gave him a little shake. Oh, no. Hughes, you ruined it. You absolutely ruined it. I want to see this move. I saw this right off the line. Look at, I mean, he tried to press him, and he uses his leverage against him. I mean, that is just a killer move. There's really no one. I mean, Kincaid might have been open on the other side. They've been covering him with Rhodes. Roquan should be able to take forward. If it's a pass, I think they might be in trouble. It's not. It's a run. Amos and company still bring him down. And Dalvin up the middle. There's no one in sight. And Nunla recovers, and they're going to be short. They have a bit of a task to overcome, but it's not like they can't do it. But it obviously comes down to this play. This is a huge one. Not the entire deciding factor, but a big step, no question. And that's a wide open Dalvin. Mack is nowhere to be found. It was cute and all, but Mack is just way out of his element there. And inside, and King with a really good recovery because that's not even his guy. Almost picks the ball off. Can't tell if King, it's a little early, but I can't really tell if King has been worth it. I don't really remember, other than maybe last week where he had 1 or 2 broken plays. Hasn't really made too many mistakes, though. Inside, I mean, Trevor Williams made a mistake there, and Eddie and company try to pop him. Can't quite do it. After a couple of confidence-boosting plays, they're off to a pretty good drive here. 9 minutes left, 37-yard line. As long as they can get some sort of points, they keep themselves in it. And Roquan is going to drop yet another interception. Roquan has been completely off his game this season. I don't know what's going on. To the outsides, great coverage by Amos and Trevor. Good blitz. I would assume that's kind of what caused it. Manning to the outside. That's pretty good coverage, and he almost holds on. He put that in a pretty damn good window, all things considered, but Manning and company just enough. And this time it's going to be pretty damn good. Of course, Cody Parkey missing his earlier. Obviously, it was slightly short. Cade on a very slow safety, so if they're playing man coverage, that's gone. They're not playing man coverage, though, and it's a terrible throw to Mike, and thankfully their linebacker swats it away. What in the world, nah? Gonna go with the play action. Safe little drag underneath with Kincaid, who can easily turn this into a big play. And it's a horrendous throw by Nash, who has just been horrible. The worst part of the picks aren't even really his fault, but because of these throws, it's going to kind of make it seem like it was his fault, which obviously is going to equate to a pretty bad game, and that is just a bad decision. Great bait by Daniil Hunter in that defense. That's a great call. They came off hesitating, definitely thought he was just going to, leave him wide open, and they're going to win at the punt. He gets there, but they have that completely locked up, which I don't see how you can. It was a 5v5, and we lost. 8 minutes left. They can tie the game up on this drive. We've been horrendous on offense, and I would say we haven't been great on defense, but at the same time, with how offense is played, only allowed 13 points, so what else could you really want? And that's a terrible decision by them. They're going to lose 5 yards on that throw. Going to bring a man blitz here. Not even a man blitz, just man coverage. Hope to just beat them with coverage, and not even close. King gets burned by Diggs. Not even close. And we pressed him off the line. There's no reason for him to have that much space right out the gate. At minimum, it should have taken about 2 seconds to get that. So the running back underneath again. Super annoying. And Tate with the fumble recovery and the pickup. Not even the recovery. The fumble force and the pickup strips Dalvin. Not a question about it. That's our ball. Up the middle, Nash has got tons of room. Picks up the block, but we're not going to take a hit to the 16. After that fumble force, that of course is pretty much going to end the game as long as we don't do the same. And wow, Howard just gets hammered by Sendejo. That's embarrassing. Trey Burton wide open over the middle, and that's going to be a score, which more than likely will end the game. With about 2 minutes left from the 37-yard line, is now a 4th and 10. Not getting this will end the game. Let's see if we can get some pressure. Brought a man blitz. I keep calling it man blitz. Man pressure with a press. Tate Company doing a pretty good job. Eddie Jackson in coverage, and great play by Eddie. Terrible job by King, who just doesn't catch it off the tip. That's just got to be a play that one of them intercepts. I know it's probably stupid to try and intercept the ball, but you take the takeaway. Why not? Especially with the game pretty much over anyways. Why not? 31-13, it definitely doesn't represent the way the game went. It was an ugly game for both sides. Honestly, ugly for us. You can't even lie. We had a couple of... He's got his eyes closed right as he's catching the ball. Big surprise why we suck, huh? Anunwa had a pretty damn good game. I think Mack also had a very good game. At least 2.5 sacks on the game. Roquan, I think, had a sack, but he dropped several picks. It was an ugly match for that specifically. They were catching just about anything thrown near them. Our guys weren't catching anything at all perfectly thrown to them with no pressure. We had 2 plays where the bigger guy doesn't get the catch, and it's intercepted by a small corner / safety player. Not that Xavier Rhodes is small, but when you compare him to Shaheen, obviously, kind of short. Nash, I think, gets back on top of that touchdown to pick ratio, but it's still ugly on the season. Kincaid, not as great as week 1, but still not a bad matchup. He was technically the best of the receivers. Sack totals: Mack with 2.5, Anunwa with 2, Knox with 2, Amos, Roquan with 1, Manning had a half a sack. It was a pretty good game. Eddie Jackson with a pick, apparently. Kevin King definitely had one. I know that because I saw that just now. Not really a game I'm going to look back on too fondly. Of course, Jordan Howard has an upgrade. I still want to get his trucking / stiff arm up to 90+, so can we do that here? We get an acceleration and trucking. The acceleration is actually pretty nice. It puts him up to 94, gets his trucking to 90. Not a bad upgrade. Diamond Tate, he's more of a pass rushing type guy, which once again, I think having that pass rush ability makes it easier to upgrade, so I think we're just going to keep pushing for that. Please, ooh, big upgrade. Please be a speed. Gets a strength, gets an excel, gets a power move, gets a hit power. That excel and strength is nice. Of course, the power move is nice as well. Look at that strength, though. 95 strength. He's a beast. Let's just get him to play like a beast. That's what we really need. So, Tariq Cohen, he's pretty damn good at elusive stuff. I suppose we kind of use him in the receiving game a bit, so let's get that up. That's not even Tariq Cohen, but all right. Darren Lee finally has an upgrade. Very rare for him to have one. Gonna still show time and Tate, but it is what it is. Darren Lee, 2 agility for an already fast guy. 91 agility. That's a pretty damn good upgrade. Kincaid, keep forgetting how low of an overall he was. Almost just completely didn't acknowledge him. I think catching is probably the biggest thing. When you're fast, you don't really necessarily need the greatest route running anyways. So catching is probably the most important thing for him right now. Gets a little bit of it, nothing really too big. Gabe Carlson, If he got a bunch of speed upgrades, he'd actually be probably really good. And he doesn't get one there. +4 to catching, though. That puts +4 to catching puts him at 75. Oh, my Lord, man. You are rough. Very rough. Now, on our tour of defeating every divisional rival, we have the Lions here. Would be 3-0 if we can win this game. Weekly players. Of course, we didn't win any of that. Not surprised at all. You know, maybe a Mack was close, but that's about it. We have re-signs. Let's take a look at who we have. So I know we have Roquan. So Roquan wants a 7-year deal. James Daniels, he'll probably get a 7-year deal. Shaquem Equanimous. So, I mean, we should probably just knock out Roquan now. No question about it. He's going to get the deal, so might as well do that while we have it. There we go. Tariq Cohen, I don't even know. But then, of course, James Daniels for sure. Even though he's a little weaker on the strength, super young, super beastly. Got to get him a contract, and then Ray probably gets replaced. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Another game where, you know, not maybe as close as the Packers, but definitely, you know, a sloppier game than the Packers game. So, not really super big of a fan of the way the season has started for us. Maybe we can get back on track with the Lions. Of course, the first 2 games, very tough opponents. Same thing here. Same thing the next week. Week 5 is okay. Then we have another tough opponent week 6. Another tough opponent week 7. I'm hoping we have a little bit easier after that. So Ravens, somewhat easy. Tough opponent, tough opponent, tough opponent, tough opponent. Easy, tough, tough, easy. So we have like 4 games this season that you would consider like, not, I wouldn't say easy games, but games you would expect to win. And then every other game, there's like a 60-40 where we should win, but you know, it wouldn't surprise you if we lost. So this is going to be an interesting one, man. This is going to be an interesting season. We definitely have a really hard schedule. Not to mention, we play the division rivals both times this season in a stack. 3 straight games, which is crazy. Of course, I believe these 2, we have 2 home games and then an away. Next one, obviously, will be 2 away games and a home. So, yeah, we need to start out strong because it's going to get even tougher around week 8, week 9. So, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, even though it's not the greatest the greatest way to the journey, but we still have a pretty good outcome. 2-0 is definitely something to be happy about. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new, maybe like and subscribe. Maybe follow me at Jeromepkr on Twitter. Obviously, if you're new, you don't if you're not new, you could still like. I would appreciate it. But anyways, hope you guys come back for the next video. But until next video, see